Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. Who are you? Why are you here? Oh, good. That works. That works. So class, when we have our guest, I'm going to have a wireless mic that you can hold to ask questions. Hopefully you guys will ask some questions. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Well, this should work good. Anybody need anything? Remember, this is your time to plan your script. If you're by yourself today or your group isn't here, your other person, still do your script. You can always have a backup script that you can always produce later. One person yesterday liked their script so much they did a second one. And it doesn't take really. Excited about this. Should be good. If you need anything, let me know. And start recording. Hey, Alex. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got me, Mr. Morrow?
Hey, Alex.
Hey, how we doing? How's everybody doing in class? I saw a thumbs up. I'll take it.
Can you see them?
Yeah, I can see the class.
Okay. Thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. You can. Okay,
Yeah,
I know. I'm trying to work on that. My HDMI cable is
being funky.
Yeah, I haven't, technical issues. I'm gonna give this microphone to Sammy right now.
Hey,
this
what's
is
up?
Sammy in the front row.
Yeah,
Let me tilt down a little bit. Sorry you guys can't see him as right now. Oh, there it goes. There we go. It's actually working. How about that?
All right, cool.
I told him a little bit about you. Yeah,
All
I told
right,
him a little bit about you. Not enough to, I just wanted their appetite towards like what you do and everything. So they got some things they want to ask you, and even about where you live, and they find that a little bit interesting also. Sammy, what are you going to ask him?
How do you got that job?
Wait, say it again.
So
okay,
I got this job, if I heard you right, after 8 months. I was doing sports broadcasting before I got into news and really wanted to go back to sports. So I kind of took a bit of time, found out what job would work for me, and applied. And then luckily they liked me. And I've been up here since March.
That's good.
Go ahead and pass it to whoever wants to. Oh, and you got to have something to ask him. You know, he covers hockey. All right, Preston's got something to ask you.
What's up, Preston?
Is there sports out there?
Yeah. I cover all normal high school sports. So I covered soccer. Now the seasons are a little scheduled funky than what we're used to. Soccer is in the spring with baseball and track and field. So a little different there, but I'm covering football right now. There's also rifle,
What's rifle?
and so it's like competition shooting in a target. Think of it as like kind of going to the gun range, except the gun is a giant version of a airsoft gun.
Ah, all right.
They have a hockey team down there.
Yeah, so they have 3 of the high schools have high school hockey. They also have a junior team that competes, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, which I have an interview with the team and them later today because they have their home opener on Friday. And then the University of Alaska Fairbanks also has a hockey team, and they're D1, and they almost made the tournament for the Frozen Four last year.
So what you're saying is they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Alex, that
Yeah.
he is a hockey player with Carlson, so the one that was talking to you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, can I ask you? I want to enter in here and ask you one question about your job, real
Yeah.
quick. What's your normal day like? Tell them what you do in a normal day, if there is a normal
So that's the one thing with sports is your day always depends on the last thing you're going to do. And that's the way it works for me. So on days that I have games, I usually try and think whenever that game's going to end, and then I'll start my day 8 hours from there. So if I have a hockey game at 7, that usually means I'm not going to be done until 10:30 at night. So I'm coming in at 2 o'clock. I usually get whatever I was working on the day before, I shot the day before, I get that put together through EMPS, which is one of the programs we work and use. And then I build my story together in that program. Then I go to Premiere. I build my videos, and then I get them all ready to go. And then usually I try and have that ready to go by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So that way I have an 8-hour gap. So that way I can look and read over my scripts. Our producers and our graphics people can double check everything. And usually I start getting my suit on so I can look all fancy at 6. And usually I'm on air by 6:15, 6:12 over here last time. So 10 o'clock y'all's time.
So, do you have any future plans to move back here or somewhere else?
So that's the funny thing. So Detroit is I believe they are market number 13 or 14 out of
They used to
the
be 7.
200.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So they're they're basically in the top 15 out of the 210 different market numbers. And market numbers are the city, and it's basically kind of equals to the size of, your viewers in
Mhm.
your market area to kind of make it super simple for everybody. And I'm hoping eventually I can make it back to Detroit, but because it's going to take me a little bit to get there, so my next plan is probably to aim somewhere in the 150s mark around Florida.
Oh, okay. Nice and warm. Well, I'm gonna let them
Yeah.
ask questions again. Here you go. You guys can ask some questions.
All right, I have one more question. Is there Chipotle down there?
You know what? There really
Hockey?
isn't. I've been killing for some good Chipotle. There's some major differences in food and everything, way
Always
sports are played. It's definitely it's a little different up here in Fairbanks.
All right.
All right.
And then is this
say your
was
name
that
when
the
you.
kid? Yeah.
My name's Javier. Top 5 fast food right now.
Ooh, up here? All right.
Yeah, this
Trying
is
to
really
think.
deep.
Let's go with AFC at number 5 because deep fried chicken's amazing. Number 4, gonna have to go with Subway. Always got to grab 2 subs because one chain dinner. See, number 3, gonna have to go with Wendy's. Number 2 is I'm gonna have to go with McDonald's, and then number 1 is Taco Bell.
Yeah, you got.
Taco Bell.
I'm not gonna
You
lie.
get applause on that.
I'm not gonna. I don't know what. I don't know why you're getting applauded. I don't know what y'all got over there, but you got to come back here if that's how dry it is over there. Like,
Yeah,
All right,
believe
we want
me, I
some
would kill
questions.
for a cold.
We want some questions that here. Want some questions about what he does or yeah, okay. So we have a couple people. Say your name, please.
Hi there, my name's Ian, and I got a question for you. Were you like thinking of getting into this field before you graduated from high school?
Actually, great question, Ian. So when I entered Mr. Morrow's class as a junior, just like all y'all, if this is the first class, right?
Yeah.
All right. So when I was a junior, just like all y'all, I wanted to be a doctor first because I thought it'd be easy. But then I kind of jumped into Mr. Morrow's class because I was okay with the camera and kind of slowly just fell in love with it. And then wasn't sure what I was going to do in college, and then got recruited to go play college hockey at Lawrence Tech, and they had media communications as a degree, and I kind of fell in love with it even more. And then I did some internships as a sports broadcasting person, a commentator. I did just about darn near everything I could think of, and now I'm here.
All right, man. Hey, thank you for answering.
Okay, we
No
got
problem.
we got Drake here, the rapper. Here he goes.
Yeah, thanks. Hello, my name is Drake Burgess. I was wondering, like, when you got into the field, what is the hardest thing about this field? Because I do this field for our school currently. I just finished up making a poster for our game today against Woodhaven. Like, what do you think the hardest thing about this field is? Because I want to target going into this field in my future because I love doing it. Just wondering what the hardest thing about this entire thing is.
And by the way, Drake, sorry. Drake makes some impeccable highlight films of the football team right now to play on our new we have these new screens. So he really does love this field, sports in particular. So this is going to be good for him to know what you would think.
So
Yeah.
for me, the hardest thing I've had in this field is learning, honestly, it's silly, but to be patient. Sometimes you want everything to kind of come at you all at the same time. And it's honestly, excuse my French, Mr. Tomorrow, it's a pain in the ass. But you know, building your skills and learning how to do things right might seem dumb in the beginning, but once you start getting farther and farther along in your career, you'll be surprised how much you've picked up and how much better it is overall. So yeah, honestly, the hardest thing that I've had is just being patient.
I know your parents are real proud of you. Whenever they come up to me, they're like beaming, and I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And they go, "Oh, my son's doing this and that." And then when I heard you were actually working in a TV station, you know, that's not too many people get to do that. So All right, we need some more questions. Come on, you guys got to have. Oh, you got another one?
I
Drew's,
kind of have another one.
Drake's got another one.
So,
Sorry.
All right.
Drake.
do you think that if someone is willing to constantly learn, like let's say someone like me who gets to the point where they're at and they stay this point forever, do you think a person who would stay the same always would be better than like, let's say that this person is really, really good, but there's a person who's constantly wanting to learn and become better at this. Do you think they'll make it farther, or do you think the person who's already really good at it, who will kind of stay the same, will be better at it? Like, who do you think will make it farther in the
So-
future?
Let me answer your question with a question.
Okay.
So, as if you got two rabbits, right? One's super fast all the time. It's been that way since it's grown up. But the other one is slowly getting better. And by the time they get there, think of how much more the other rabbit has had to learn to get better than the one that just kind of stayed there and been stagnant. It's always better to try and learn more in the long run than just trying to, rest on your talent. Because I always believe hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was
I like that.
something. That was something right there.
All right, we need some more questions
right,
here.
thank
Oh,
you.
here's one. We got thanks for asking question, guys. Okay, quiet, please.
Hello, I'm Trent. So you do coverage for sports, right?
Yep.
Would you consider doing more for the entertainment industry besides just sports coverage?
So before I answer this, hey, Mr. Morrow, I'm finally onto my work computer. So if you could have me jump in here, I think.
Yeah, you want to you're on you got your camera blocked.
Yeah, so I'm on my phone. I'm switching over to my work computer right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do I need to accept you? Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Admit. There we go. Do, 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 do. Ah, that's funny.
All right,
There you
cool.
are. There he is. There he is. That's the
All right.
guy. Somebody
Everybody
said, "What a
see me now?
handsome
We're all
fellow."
good?
Look at him. Huh? Yeah, I
Everybody-
see you good.
All right,
Good.
cool. All right, yeah, so nice to see everybody now. All right, so whoever just asked that question again, can you repeat it?
Would you be willing to do more for the entertainment industry besides just sports coverage?
So ironically enough, when I was in college, I did sports commentary, I did graphic design, I did video editing, I did journalism. When I was in Alpena, I was a news anchor. I've done cameraman work as an intern. I've kind of been all over the place. You kind of go until you find something that makes you want to stay.
He loves sports. He's a sports head.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
It's Preston again. Is there Alaskan bullworm out there?
Alaskan what?
ballroom.
Yeah, bullworm, like SpongeBob. When they went
Oh
Alaskan bullworm.
no, that there is not the Alaskan bullworm. That's a good one though. Made me feel old a little bit.
Oh, I get all the personalities in here, don't I? Okay, you got another? Okay, we got a couple more people want to ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you want to do on favorite thing over there?
One more time, bud.
What is your favorite thing to do over there? Like,
What's your favorite thing to do over there?
So my favorite thing to do, I've always liked photography since Mr. Morrow's class. I haven't got to do it a lot since I've gotten up here, but I've always really liked to do photography. So anytime I get a chance, I go and do some black and white photography of landscape stuff.
wait, do you like basketball?
I've tried to like basketball, but basketball don't like me. I'm not very good at it.
So what kind of sport do you like? Like,
Hockey. Hockey's
hockey.
been my jam since I was a little kid.
oh, okay.
Here, I got it. Here, I'll take that. Do you want, yeah, say?
Uh,
Serious question about his,
Uh,
Yeah.
First of all, congrats on your job and all that. But
Thank
if
you.
if you weren't doing what you do, what would you be like doing? Like what, like career wise?
I would probably be a pediatric doctor. Because of hockey growing up, I got a couple of injuries, so I was in and out of the hospital, and the orthopedic surgeon that I worked with a lot was really cool with me when I was a kid. So that's kind of where I wanted to go before I fell in love with media and everything.
That's nice. Good choice, man. Also, you're very handsome.
Thank you.
they want to know if there's snow out there right now. No.
Yeah, it snowed
Or is there?
yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
first snow
Oh,
was
wow.
yesterday.
It's only October.
It's only October, my gosh.
All right, it's Drake again. What do you think makes it easy to do this stuff? Because I've always found it easy when I'm making the videos and posters that I know play. I've looked at like Carlson's football teams like last 4 years of stats. I can like remember the average yardage of like 5 people on the spot. Like, do you think that makes it easier, or do you think makes it easiest to do this content?
So I like where your mind's at with that. So for me, if when I'm out shooting or I'm looking at content, if I know the guys, I know how they play, I know what I'm looking for. So I know depending on what time it is during the game, I know who's going to have the puck on their stick or the ball in their hand or anything really. So it does help a lot if you know the stats, because you know who to put the camera on, who not to, so you're not wasting your time, to be honest with you, because a lot of it's just knowing the team, and some of it's just getting lucky and having your camera on at the right time. Like when I was doing sports photography at Lawrence Tech, I got the cover of magazine pictured literally just because I had the camera at my stomach and I accidentally hit the trigger, and it got one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken.
Wow. Okay. So, because we have a star player right now, and so I'm not trying to focus on him specifically, because like Carlson digital media, I feel like the only thing that lacks in this class is that it's digital media, and we want to focus on the sports. I almost want to start focusing on all the sports instead of just football. So it's like I'm just trying to figure out like if I should be looking at like stats, because we are looking at just star players, because I'm trying to focus on everyone as much as possible. Like I've got like what our digital media team usually does, and what I've seen is that only the offense is shown. I started to get as much defense shown as possible to give both ways, because I feel like we only target one side of things instead of just all of it in general. So like, do you think it'd make it easier if I targeted a group of people, or like just the star players kind of on the team? Because I'd rather not do that, but
So you're obviously your stars are your stars, and they're going to show up on camera a lot, but I think it's good that you're covering both sides of the ball, because there was a lot of plays before I came that I saw we were getting a lot of offense, but we weren't giving the defense a whole lot of love. So I've also been showing interceptions, big tackles, people laying the wood. Like there's a little bit of something for everybody. Even if they don't like offense, they could really like defense. So it's good that you're trying to diversify what the team's doing and showing everybody a little more.
Okay, wait. Our Woodhaven football player over here. You got a question for him? You must have something for sports. Nothing? Really? How about you? Any question? Can't think of one. Oh, I'm trying
I'm
to.
surprised. I thought Woodhaven would have something to say. Or
No, they
have
don't
a
got
rough
nothing
year
to
for
say this year.
football.
We dominate in football around here this year. Well, Allen Park too, yeah.
Well, I had to rep.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. He said it's so old. That's all right.
It's
Okay, Preston again.
All right, Preston.
Something serious, Preston. Or you're not getting that mic again. All right.
all right. Do you go ice fishing a lot? Like, do you ice fish?
So I used to in Alpena, because that was a big part of the culture there. So I used to cover it for news and everything, but now that I'm up here, it's a little too cold. So I haven't went ice fishing up here. Plus the license is super expensive.
It was all right. It's all right. Okay, I got a couple questions since I wanted to talk about. I mean, the reason we got you is, it's good that they get to know a little bit about your environment that you live in.
Yeah.
So, just before you ask a question, I got a question though. Okay, so I know I worked in news a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're competitive, and is there other stations that are you buddies with the other stations, or are you
So
feel some animosity there?
the only other station is down in Anchorage, which is 6.5 hours away. But we do have a bit of a rivalry with the News Miner, which is the newspaper. Our goal is to always get stories out faster than they put them on the paper, and I believe we've done a pretty good job as a station on being very wide on what we cover. So
Okay, so you do have a little competition there.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I got another question.
Drake again.
All right.
Our rapper.
Do you have any clue on how you get into like the bigger? Because my future goal, honestly, because I do graphic design, video, photo, all every time of editing, really. My goal is to try to get into like the big league, like the NFL kind of era. Maybe at least like I want to target college or like NFL, because both have like college has a lot of digital media, NFL not too much, but still a lot. Like, do you have any clue of how I get to that point? Like,
So you guys have heard of state champs, yeah?
oh yeah, I've already talked
So-
about them, so.
So I worked for state champs for 5.5 years. Then I worked for the prep. They're either high school team that kind of covers all the prep schools and stuff. So I worked for them as an intern and then freelance. Honestly, really, it's just filling in at those places, and sometimes you got to kind of risk it to go work the crappy jobs. Like I covered D League semi-pro basketball, but it got me to the point where I was starting to talk to people that were camera guys for the Tigers and camera guys for the Red Wings. It's just, you got to find those little connections, because honestly, in this business, if you don't have connections, you have nothing. You can have all the skills in the world, but if you got nobody to back you up, it gets you in the end.
Yeah, because I had Monroe Athletics approach me at one of the football games and asking me if I wanted to be an intern there. I don't know how they knew who I was, but they figured out who I was, approached me, and I was like, I don't know what to do, because
That's what you want to do.
I'm not sure if
You
I
want an
wanted to
intern.
do it, because I already had a job, and I already have a job. So I was just wondering, like, if there's a specific way that you took to get to the bigger leagues, or it was just almost by chance.
Honestly, so for me, COVID, when I was graduating college, it was the year COVID hit. I had a job lined up at NHL Network that I got through a connection with a ref that used to ref our games. And then COVID hit, wiped it out. And then I went back to being an intern and then working part-time and freelance for a few different places. And I kind of just put my foot through the door and said, screw this, I'm going for it. Sometimes the biggest thing in our field is taking the leap when you're too scared to take it, because sometimes you just need to jump.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Are you ever nervous when you get about to go on the air?
Oh God, all the time.
All the time. See, he's nervous, but you wouldn't know it probably. He does get nervous. You know what that does? Helps you to be better. Helps you to get, if you're not nervous, if you're too relaxed, you know. But anyway, Preston has a serious question. Otherwise he's going to be barred. This is actually the last question for this class, because class is almost over. Okay, Preston, you're on.
All right.
Give him a good one.
What was like your favorite sport to film, like record?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I love hockey, but football, I've had a lot of fun with football so far up here, because I've made a lot of good connections with some of the players and the coaches, that when I show up, they're excited, they're nice. Like, I have fun on the sidelines, and I get to show a sport up here that not a lot of love's always given to the interior because a lot of the good teams are down in South Anchorage, like down in Anchorage and southern Alaska. So it's good to kind of showcase stuff up here.
All right.
How many cameras did you break?
Stop.
How many
It's not a real
cameras did you
question.
break? They said. Hey,
None.
can you look in the camera really quick and just
Yeah.
say who you are, where you work, and that you love CTV News? Just real quick for me.
Okay. My name's Alex Johnson. I work for KTVF News as sports anchor, and I watch CTV News.
Love it, love it. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead and grab that.
I have a question. How much
What's
money
up?
do you make? How much money do you make for
Oh, I
like
knew this would
working?
come up.
Not enough. Yeah. Your first couple of years in the business, you're not going to make nearly as much as you think. It takes time, and that goes back to that answer of patience. So you just got to be patient and make your way there. I will say, from where I was in Alpena to where I was now, I get a $5 increase. So I'm hoping next time I go somewhere, I get another $5.
Oh, so do you have an apartment or like house over there?
I have an apartment.
Oh, that's
It's cheaper when you're
Okay.
moving around.
Okay, last question for sure, because class is about to end and
Gotcha.
the other class will come in.
Crap, I forgot what it was.
You forgot your question?
Uh,
It's a hockey player.
What degree did you graduate with in college?
So I graduated with a bachelor's of science of communications with a specialization in TV, radio, and broadcasting.
All right, thanks.
You have feature roles.
And your professor, is her name
Jody.
Jody.
Amazing.
She's we're on a board together, and also she's on my advisory thing, and we talk a lot. And there's
Yeah.
a young lady named Rebecca from my class from last year who she has now, and she's going to go somewhere. She's really good, and she doesn't like sports though, but she's going to get exposed to sports. But she's got the look, she's got the delivery, she's got it all, and she loves, being in the media. So we'll be interested to see how that works out. Yeah. Well, hey guys, let's thank him for coming in today.
Well, thanks for some good questions. And
This is, what's that?
I was going to say, and Drake, right?
Yeah.
I'll
The
talk to Mr. Morrow and see if I could hook you up with either the prep or state champs, since I still got some good connections there. And
Well,
then-
you should see his face.
No, I can see it. I don't know how far it'll go for you, but I could at least try and get your foot in the door, especially since John Kidd, he lives in
Carlson.
Trenton right now, and he's former Carlson alum, and he covers a lot of Carlson stuff when he can. So I'll try and get you hooked up with him, because I guarantee he's probably been to one of the games this year. See if that can help you out a little bit.
Now he goes to every game now. He's going to get a letter. First time ever, get a letter for being in video. So he goes to every game, records, and comes back and cuts it up, makes a highlight or what he does a lot of those, how at U of M, they have those videos when the players are coming out, and they're just hype videos.
Yeah.
That's what he's been doing. He edits on DaVinci because he likes it. And I let students if they want to use it. But you're using Premiere. You see Premiere a lot, right? Out in the field.
Yeah. I mean, there's CC, and then there's the older version of Premiere. I've always liked the newer version of Premiere because that's what we use in your class. That's what I'm familiar with. So I've always learned on Premiere.
How do you do your graphics? Are you using?
So our graphics are all done through EMPS, through expressions. They come in packages, so they're kind of already pre-built, and then we just kind of type in what we need to do. It's basically everything's a template.
See, templates. See, in our class, Canva and Adobe Express are much like what you're talking about. because for them to design it inside of Photoshop takes forever. And when you can actually just type in sports, you know, I made a graphic about you today in about 5 minutes just by going on Canva and typing in sports and, you know, typing your name in. There's a microphone next to it. Look really cool. Send it off to the school. So yeah, graphics. What else are we gonna talk about? Their bell's gonna ring any second. Are you having that emergency thing today too? Oh, everybody is, right? Your phone's
Yeah,
supposed
we
to go off
got
at a-
some sort of notice about it.
Yeah. You'll be on the air today and it'll go off in your
That'll be my luck.
Oh, you gotta send me any good bloopers you get or whatever too. News or...
The one blooper I have cost us
Oh,
a
here,
bit of
listen to
money.
this. This is a blooper. All right,
No,
you're on the air.
Yeah, I dropped the oh shit.
Oh, on the air. Yeah, you don't. Well,
But
hey guys,
luckily
see you
we
later.
were in black. But it was nice meeting you all.
Thank you,
and
Alex.
We'll go from there.
The next group is coming in.
Mhm.
They'll be in here in the next 5 minutes. I wanted to tell you, I don't know if you could see this. This is my my nephew.
Yeah.
Is the my nephew's actually in the middle. The one on the with the t-shirt, the light t-shirt,
Yeah.
is his son.
Yeah.
And he was drafted by the Phillies 2 years ago from Trenton High School. He's a he's the 19th top prospect. That's a student that I used to have. You want to say hi?
Hello.
But he's a 19th top prospect, and then my other nephew, he's actually a great nephew, got drafted by the Phillies too. So I got two in A ball in the Phillies organization, but I want to go down and see them play, but they're in Florida.
Yeah.
They're just coming back actually right now for the winter. They don't keep them in the winter. But he had to have Tommy John, the kid from Trenton had to have Tommy John the first year he was there. But he's back throwing about 96. And but did you ever think about baseball, how random baseball is compared to other sports? Like
no,
in hockey.
extremely.
Well, yeah, you're going to hit the ball. You don't know where it's going to go. You're fortunate to hit the ball, right?
Yeah.
You don't know where it's going to go. You might hit it in the gap and you got this great hit, but you might hit the ball even harder and it goes right to somebody and it's an out. So I always thought about baseball is like, I'm not so into baseball because of that. Other sports though, you got to be accurate. You know, hockey, you're going to go shoot at the net. You got to be accurate. You might get a ricochet off of a stick by accident, but it's not as random as baseball. I've been thinking about that lately.
Yeah. Well, they say that for baseball, you could miss 2/3. You could strike out 2 out of your 3 at bats every game, and you would still be considered an all-star.
Yes.
You really only need to hit 1/3 of the balls ever pitched to you to be considered great.
That's true.
Yeah.
They say the hardest thing in sports is to hit a baseball.
It
but
is.
I don't know if that's true.
It is.
Yeah, my nephew, he's pitching, you know, and I guess he was pitching against an MLB player who was down in the minors to get recovery, and he had struck out the first 2 guys in the inning, and so he's throwing and he's ahead in the count or something. He said the guy hit the ball about 420 feet, you know, and it's like, what do? You know, these guys can hit the ball. And it doesn't matter if it's 97 miles an hour or whatever. You know, you just got to keep them off their, you know, you got to have enough pitches to, but anyway, yeah, I appreciate you coming in and,
Oh,
hey,
it's no
Kev,
problem.
I'm going to need you out here. I need everybody to sit over in this first row. No, don't go on. Yeah, this first row right here. Sit in these 2 rows and in these seats for me, just so he can see.
Well,
you,
they're
okay?
getting ready, Mr. Morrow. I'm gonna
Yeah, go ahead,
grab
take a break.
drink.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah. Oh, really? Wow. Nora, can I have you sit in the first row or this row, the first 2 rows, or in a chair? Just because we have a guest and he can't see you unless you're in this area. And I got a microphone for you guys. Guys, sit in the first 2 rows, or in these seats over here. We have a guest from Alaska, a past student who's a sportscaster. And so don't sit even in, it's got to be the first 2 rows, please. Nope, this is Alex Johnson. He's graduated about 6 years ago. Yeah, so either sit in one of these chairs or in these first 2 rows so he can see you. And I got a wireless mic for you so you can ask questions. They were asking questions in the earlier class about food. What are your top 5 fast foods in Alaska? How cold is it there? You don't want to be in there, Nora? You don't want to be over here? Oh, is that what you're talking? Let's sit over here in one of these chairs. Have a seat. Everybody sit in either of these chairs or the first 2 rows.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sweetie. All right. It's on the computer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where am I at?
You're in there. First 2 rows you can see. After that you can't. But he'll be back in a minute. It's 2 hours behind, I think, us. And he came in real early. He drove to the studio and is in the studio now where he does the sports. And I don't know if he's actually in Anchorage. No, he's near Anchorage. It's a ways from Anchorage, but he said it snowed today, I think, there. Yeah, and he covers hockey, covers all. Oh, I'll give you a little background on him, guys. I need you off your phones because we don't have guests in here every day. I want you to be real polite to him. He's only going to be in here for a little bit, then we're going to do the news. I brought him in because he's very successful at for his age, to be doing what he's doing. He's wearing his Carlson shirt. How about that? Gotta love that. Hey, Dalton, he's better looking than Dalton. One kid in the earlier class goes, "You're a good looking guy." And it's like, okay, yeah, he knows that. These are my 2nd year students, Alex.
Yep.
I don't know if they're all here yet. Here's Colby. Colby, have a seat here in the middle, please. Because just do it. All right.
Because we're singling you out, Colby.
You were singing out. Do you know Colby?
Nope.
Okay. Have a seat, Colby. Oh my God. Colby's bigger than life. And if you were here, you would know what I'm talking about. All right. So these are my 2nd year students, though it's mingled with some seniors that wanted to get a taste of this.
Gotcha.
And they're very talented. In fact, I found that they have a knack for editing, for creating content. As you know, you got to really think about what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And now you're probably to the point where you get a real sense of that ain't gonna work. But I'm gonna pass this mic again around for you guys. This is part of your class participation too. Off your phone. Thank you. Or I'll talk about your girlfriend. Okay. All right. It's just the way it is, baby. I gotta do what I gotta do. All right. So come over here, Nico. Have a seat. A little background. I'm gonna have him just tell you who he is and what he does for a living, and you guys get to ask questions. And I'm gonna give this to you first.
Oh, yo, bet.
A little bit.
All
Yeah,
right,
go ahead.
So my name's Alex Johnson. I am a sports anchor for KTBF in Fairbanks, Alaska. Same as you guys, I went to Carlson, graduated in 2015, did both years Mr. Morrow's media class, then went to college, played some college hockey, got a bachelor's of science in media communications, interned for state champs, interned for the prep, kind of worked all over from Northern Alpena as a news anchor. Now I'm over here in Fairbanks, so I've I've covered a lot of stuff.
Now, Alpena had some heavy news stories, right? Like cows got murdered or something, or
So I kind of did more the happy-go-lucky stories just because of being in Detroit. I always liked when the stories were more fun. I've covered World War II planes. I've covered Dog Week, which is when they train the canines. God, there's so much stuff. Tudor Dixon, I covered the story on her. I covered talking to, I think it's the governor-elect. When he came up, I talked to Supreme Court Justice. Can't remember his name. He's the blind one.
oh, I can't think of his name either.
Yeah, his family's the famous lawyer family that's like, call us if you get a car accident. Real nice guy.
But your stories in Alpena weren't like in Detroit. They didn't
No,
typically
no.
go that way, right? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
very rare.
Well, I'm gonna let
Yo,
them ask
yeah.
you some questions. We got like 25 minutes with them, and go ahead.
Yo, let's get it, Alex.
Not much talk.
So I got two questions actually. Well, the
Gotcha.
first one's the most important. Do you like it? Like, do you enjoy doing it?
I love it. Honestly, like, think about it. So for me, in college, I lost the chance of going D1, going pro because of injuries. So for me, this gives me the chance to still live in sports, but now I get to talk about it instead of having to get constantly beat up every day. I go to the rink. So, but yeah, honestly, I love this job. Like every day I go to work, I'm excited to get working because it's fun.
It's not a job then, really.
No,
You know, like it, yeah.
yeah.
All right, my most important question actually.
Yeah.
Do the shorties like this job, or how does that work out really?
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. It's a little scarce up here in Fairbanks.
Yeah.
Down in Florida and warmer weather is different.
All right, I had to ask the important questions. But
You said it snowed today, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
boy.
cuffing season up here already.
Oh, say your name too, please, if when you ask talk to him. Say
Okay,
he
yeah.
knows who
So
you are.
I'm Bryce. I'm a first year student, and
Alright.
I was wondering, where'd you go to school?
So I went to college at Lawrence Tech in Southfield. And
then-
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, all you bud.
Okay. You said you were an anchor, so are you like an announcer? Are you like on the sidelines, I guess?
So I have done sideline reporting before when I was in college. I've also done the hosting or commentator gig in college. I did 3 national championships for the NAIA, did lacrosse, basketball, or bowling,
Thank you.
in hockey. But right now I'm basically, as an anchor, I'm the person you see behind the desk.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And for your age, that's pretty good. I mean, young guy. Mm-hmm.
All right, so my name's Hagen. I'm also a first year, and I'm just
Okay.
wondering, like, what's your favorite story you've had to cover?
Overall, I would honestly have to say that my favorite story I've ever covered was the World War II planes I got to cover because I'm kind of a history nut. And it was really cool to get to see like the Super Fortress, the T6 Texan, which I got a picture and got to sit in. That was probably one of the cooler ones I've done. The Canine Dog Week was really cool too because they let me stack up with them while they were training, and I got to go through the drills with them like on follow. Like I felt like I was in an episode of Cops.
Where was the World War II planes at? Was that like a museum?
No, so they were doing a air show at the airport in Alpena. So they actually flew into town.
Name's Cody. I was
Cody.
just gonna ask, what is it that you exactly studied in college to do this sort of thing?
So my degree was a communications or bachelor's of science in communications for radio, TV, and broadcasting. So it kind of covered everything, but when I was in college, I always thought that I'd rather be a jack of all trades than a master of one. So I did typography, I did graphic design, I did editing, I did motion graphics. Like I tried to cover all my bases so that way if I ever went somewhere, I could be like, hey, you could hire me because of this. I know how to do this too. Bring it on. Like I can produce and do backroom stuff too if need be.
Oh, and by the way, I asked him how he does his graphics. He uses templates, kind of like Canva and kind of like, instead of doing everything from scratch. So I'm trying to get
Templates
you
are
guys to do that. Yeah, it saves your time to do other things.
All right, my name's Connor, and I would you recommend your job to like people that are trying to get into that type of stuff?
So everybody, I would say with the media field, if you're interested, definitely do it. But find what makes you want to go to work every morning instead of just being like, well, that job looks cool, let me go do it. And then you get to the job and you're like, oh, this isn't what I thought it's going to be. Some people like being behind the camera, some people like being in front of the camera. Some people like telling everybody that's involved with the camera what to do. It just kind of depends on what you want to do.
So my name is Jason. I'm a second year student. I was just curious. I know you took digital media, and so other than like learn how to use the camera, audio, editing, what do you think was like the most underrated skill you learned in this class? Like that, like a lot of people don't talk about often.
That's actually a really good question.
Like, what do you think is an underrated skill a lot of people don't like?
I would say editing, honestly, because like right now, you guys are learning at such a leisurely and chill pace. Even though I know Mr. Morrow has his deadlines for the assignments, but you guys have a really leisurely way of learning how to edit. When you get into a college, it's kind of like, hey, I want this done in 2 days. And some people who have never learned how to edit before are just learning, and it's such a huge gap.
Yeah.
So the fact you guys are getting to learn how to use Final Cut, how to use Premiere, and whatever one that you said Drake uses that, Da Vinci,
It's
which
free.
I've never heard of
It's
that
really
one
good.
before.
It's a great free software. It's comparable to Premiere.
Okay.
Good questions, guys. Good questions. Better than the first hour. Okay.
Hi, I'm Taken.
Hi.
And I don't know what to ask.
What was that?
I do not know what to ask.
Oh, that's all right. That's okay. You don't have to. If you don't have a question, don't worry about it. Nora's got one. I know it.
All right, what you got, Nora?
Okay. I was just wondering when you started off and then how long you plan to like do this job.
Well, I'll do this until I'm dust if I'm allowed to. But honestly, I started in Mr. Morrow's class where I was kind of just screwing around and learning, and I think that's the best way to do it, where you just get to have fun and do stuff. Like we did a video called The Life of Oscar Humphrey, which it was like the stupidest thing, but it was hilarious. And then we did like a haunted movie. It was like 3 minutes. It's like it just kind of slowly added up. Where I wanted to be a sports commentator for a while, and then it opened up. COVID hit. It opened up that I could be a news anchor, so I went that route. Now I want to get back in sports. Now I'm a sports anchor.
What's the job you almost had, but COVID kind of wiped it out? What was that?
I was going to be a digital content producer for NHL Network. That was going to be my way in.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of cool jobs that people don't even realize that are out there,
Yeah. And then, honestly, it all comes from connections.
Connections. See, people like you, people remember you, people open. It is a lot to do with that. The freelance people here in Detroit that I used to work with. Half of the people, if you go to a game, half of the people have gray hair like me, and half of them are the newbies. But the ones that have gray hair, they're such a tight group. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
as soon as we see each other, it's like, oh,
it's
how you doing, man? What you doing? Are you teaching? Oh my gosh. But
it
yeah,
was stupid hard to get into because of how tight knit it is. Like you have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Now because people are retiring, they're starting to let more people in.
I know you got more questions. Who's got the mic? Okay.
How's it going, man?
Yep. That's exactly the voice I thought.
What does that mean?
Just a little deeper voice.
All right. Well, I'm Colby. I'm a rare D1 second year student.
Okay.
D1. Oh my god.
You know, I was just curious on like what did you actually like? What did you come into this class for? Like I know you said you went to Mr. Morrow's class. What did you come in here for?
So Miss Barrow's not gonna like this answer, but when I was a
No, that's
junior,
all right.
like
I can believe anything.
I kind of when I first started the class, it was like that it was a class that took 2 hours because I was not the greatest student and I did not like school when I was a junior. I just wanted to go to school and go play my sports, and that was that. And then the more I got into it, the more I liked it, and I found out about photography and really got into photography. And I was a sports photographer all through college. It kind of I found my niche. So sometimes it just takes a little bit, but you know, that's where I say you guys have that chance to screw around and do stuff at a leisurely pace, kind of learn what you like.
Yeah.
Would you recommend Lawrence Tech to these students if they were interested in this field?
If you guys take school serious, yeah. It's an amazing program Jody does. Her name's Jody Graber. She basically runs the media department there. She's an amazing woman, amazing counselor. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have stayed in college because I was a punk for a year. But it's a great program. Plus they took over Specs Howard, so they got a bunch of new equipment, a lot more opportunities. Plus there's Channel 7 right there, Fox 2's right there. The teachers are anchors. So it's definitely, if you're willing to care, it's a great school.
So it's not for the slouches. They'll eat you up probably, right? You know,
I was a slouch for a year and it almost
for 1 year. 1 year.
it almost got me.
Okay,
Okay,
next. I know we got more questions.
I have another question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to ask, like, I know you're a commentator. This is a lot less. It's what level do you commentate? Like, what level of the sports?
So
amateur
when
level, pro level, it's like
when I did do it, I did semi-pro, like low level semi-pro and NAIA, so college.
And also, would it be inappropriate to ask you like what's your salary look like?
That came up the last hour too.
Not enough right now because I'm still within my first 5 years, but from where I was in Alpena to where I am now, I got a $5 raise. So I'm hoping next time is another $5 raise.
Yeah.
Alex talked about every city, major city, like he lives in a major city in Alaska. There's levels of, top market, their market numbers. We used to be 7. Now we're 14 in Detroit.
Yeah, we're top 15. So to kind of go jump on that too.
Yeah.
So there's over 210 markets in the United States. That's including Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Alaska. And usually they say below 150 is kind of your training markets. That's where usually people spend the first 2 to 4 years of their career. 150 to 100 is kind of where you're starting to kind of get there. Those are kind of your more serious markets. Once you're in the top 100, those are your major markets. And then once you're in the top 50, it's usually your bigger cities across the country that have a lot of news. And then once you're in the top 20, you're talking New York, Seattle, Miami, bigger cities.
Yeah, Kevin here wants to ask you something,
All right, Kevin.
or he's gonna sing. I don't know what.
Very funny. What softwares do you use to make your graphic designs?
So when I was doing it, I was using Photoshop. Let me see the other one. Basically, I was screwing around in the Adobe Suite. So a lot of the stuff you guys have in class, I was using to make my graphics. I don't know how far you guys can go back on the YouTube page for the high school news, but if you go back in like 2014, 2015, we were doing motion graphics back then too. But it takes a little bit.
A little bit.
But right now we use a program within EMPS, which is what we use to write and put our broadcast together. It's called Expression. That
That's
has
for just
all,
sports, right, and stuff.
well,
Yeah.
that's for our entire news show.
Oh, the
that
entire
has,
news-
yeah, that has templates built in it for, like, we had election day yesterday. So we bought and paid for the package for the election templates, so we can input everything, put it in, boom.
That's what I'm trying to get them to do. Like I told you, the first hour class, they're trying to get them to use the templates so that they're not bogged down in doing graphics. And they can
Templates
just
are
get
life.
content and stuff like that. Yeah. You want to ask him anything about where he lives?
I
That's
got a better
interesting to
question.
you? Okay, go ahead.
I got a better
Go ahead.
question.
Okay.
So, during your time in PMO's class, how was your relationship with PMO?
You can tell.
Are we floating the same boat here?
No,
I was one of the better students because I didn't
Yes.
piss them off. But
Yeah,
there were definitely some days where me, Patrick, and Chase definitely pushed his buttons just to see how far we could go before he would yell at us.
if I say the word pissed, that's about as bad as I get. But when I say I'm pissed, that's
Yeah.
when they're
Like, I don't know if y'all remember when you were kids, but that LeBron James meme where the kid's saying it. There was one
What's
day
that now? Shh, guys.
So back when I was in high school, there was the meme of the kid saying LeBron James. So at that point, we had almost every computer filled with a kid in the classroom. And somehow all like 20 of us synced up the computers perfectly to say LeBron James at the same time. And Mr. Amaro walked
Oh, don't
back
give them
in.
any ammo here. It's even worse nowadays. They can do stuff that they never could do before because it keeps getting more
Advanced. Yeah.
Yes. Somebody changed the code on one of the computers, couldn't get into it. I don't know how
That's
they
a
did
good one.
that. Some were
Oh.
talking to each other. They were mirroring each other. The mouse would start going on its own. Somebody was controlling it from somewhere. Yeah, all these kinds of freaky
That's a
things.
good one.
Okay. I know I told you I'd keep you till 10:30. Now, if you got to cut off, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Are you good? Okay.
It's 6:30 in the morning here, so
By the way, his favorite fast food in Alaska is Taco Bell, not, you know.
I
You
got
got
to
applause for that.
I would kill for a Culver's mushroom Swiss burger.
Oh, Culver's, yes. Now you're talking. All right, we have another question.
All right.
Oh, come on, give him something good.
I mean, you kind of remind me of myself a little bit. Well, yeah, man.
Obviously, not the beard.
Well, I wish, man. I wish but
You'll get there. You'll get there. Don't worry about it.
Recently I've kind of struggled with meeting the deadlines a little bit.
Oh,
is there a way to is there like any way to use to speed up the process a little bit?
Yeah. So what I do in my editing is, let me see. Can I share screen here? Let me see. Oh,
do I have to approve it for you?
You'd have. It said it was disabled, but so what I do with effects is I actually have a custom bin. So all my effects that I use every day that I know I'm going to use them no matter what, I have them in that bin. So instead of typing it in or trying to search for it, I try and create shortcuts for myself. in order to make my job easier.
Let him talk.
And then also stuff being filed correctly is another big thing, because if you can find stuff faster, it's a lot easier. And just using those little shortcuts too. And then also having a key plan of what you want to do helps a lot too.
They're using Chat GPT to do scripts in here, and it's pretty amazing. Those come up with a little idea, and then it'll make a script out of it. You can tell it, 3-page script. It makes a 3-page script with all the details that you had, and it even comes up with new stuff that's pretty amazing. I think that's cheating. It isn't totally cheating. Not if you look at it and you massage it a little bit, make it your own.
Yeah,
Which is what a lot of people do.
Technically, as long as you change it and it's not 100, I think.
Yeah.
I believe 60% of it has to be your original work. So long as you change enough of it that it's not exactly what the AI spit out, you're technically good by news standards.
And what we're doing is AI is taking what their thoughts are anyway and massaging it. So it's not too bad.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, don't give them any other ammo to do it, do anything to me here. Did I have the PMO name when you were here?
No.
Somebody named me that.
We called you Patty Morrow.
Patty Morrow. Oh, how nice. Things I didn't know. I was off for 3 months last year with my leg injured.
Yeah.
And they were smoking, like in the back room.
The old storage room.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's probably other stuff going on, but I don't know. Things that I don't need to know. But I'm back. All right. Any other questions? I don't want to, if you guys don't have any more questions, you don't have any more. Anything about, okay, about school, about anything? Okay. Well, you spent an hour with me, believe it or not. I really appreciate it.
It's no problem.
It's what?
Ask him if he plays Fortnite.
Do you play Fortnite? They want to know. This is important.
No, I'm not a child. I play Call of Duty.
He's not a child, he said.
Play Call of Duty.
Ask him what he does in his free time in Alaska.
What do you do with your free time in Alaska? What? No, what? They just want to know what you do for. I know you do photography. You said you like to do photography.
Weekday or weekend?
Weekend.
Well, there's people up here. There's a good country establishment that I've been learning to step at and other things.
Oh God.
Oh, you're getting turned into a hick, huh? All right.
But other than that, no.
Polar bears. I gotta know.
Haven't
Any
seen
polar
one
bears?
yet. No, they're so
They do exist up there.
let me see if I can. I gotta think how to do.
Have you had any wild animals come in the studio or anything?
Up here,
Uh-huh.
it's called the Utqiagvik. They're up there, but
they're
down
up
here,
there?
I'm like right here. So yeah,
Oh, they're not far from you though.
it's a hike.
Oh,
Cause
is
I'm
it?
2
They
hours.
went- Oh, they had to take a car.
Yeah, well, you actually have to, I think, fly into Utqiagvik. Yeah, it's one of the small villages.
What strange wildlife have you seen in there that you wouldn't see here?
Oh, I've seen buffalo.
Buffalo. Wow.
Yeah, they were weird. I was driving through the mountains and they looked like giant black bushes. And then I got close and a head moved and I saw a horn and was like, whoa. That was pretty cool. I saw a caribou. Wolves were a bit sketchy.
Well, he also said that he gets nervous before he goes on the air. It's typical. He does get nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I'll start joking with my producer so I can chill out, or I just kind of take some deep breaths. And then I do the same thing I used to do when I was getting ready for a hockey game. With I have the same foot movement that I did when I was listening to the anthem, and it kind of just chills me out.
what was I gonna ask you too, before I let you go? Let's see. Oh, how many, you do a 6 o'clock and a 11 o'clock news?
Yeah.
Every day?
So our 6 o'clock is 100%. This is secret now. This is 100% live. Our 11 o'clock is a recording, usually of the 6 o'clock. Just changed up a little bit here and there, depending on what the news anchors do.
Because the news doesn't change much in a matter of, yeah, that's true.
It can and it can.
Little
It depends
bit.
on the day. Like
Yeah.
yesterday was election day, so they were doing live updates and live hits until the 11, and then they did the full recap at 11 o'clock.
Tell them what a hit is. I haven't
So
Do you
hits
guys know what a hit
are
is?
basically
All right.
real quick updates. Like they were doing like, oh hey, we're back here and here's an update on the polling. Roger Federer is up 20 votes and Patty O'Toole hasn't received one since.
So it's
I'm
a
Alex
live.
Johnson. This is KTVL.
Yeah.
Boom.
He
You're
does.
out.
He'll go somewhere and have to do a live. That's called a hit, where they go. He gets sent to the station, or his signal gets sent to the station. Do they use microwaves still? Microwave trucks, or they do it? They don't do it.
We have
like
a
that anymore.
TBU unit, like a
Oh,
little
okay.
backpack that it hooks up right
Uh-huh.
to our signal in the station.
Okay.
We used it.
Bat signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that honestly, that kind of makes sense. A
That's
little
cool.
bit. Yeah, like I did it. I had to use it when I was covering the World Eskimo Indian Olympics, which is pretty cool.
So what's
There's-
like the hard parts and your favorite parts of being an anchor?
The hard part is that you're gonna have a lot more negative comments than you will good comments, because people think the job's easy, that all you have to do is stand in front of the camera and talk. And
Oh yeah.
there I've
They probably-
had
some disagree with you, and
oh yeah.
it's
We
subjective.
have I call him cross country man. Cross country man's almost caught a fade a couple times. He's very aggressive on the way he thinks cross country should be covered over other sports, instead of realizing that it's just cross country and I'm trying to do football and 9 other sports in the same week. And then some of the good things is, like, I've been doing the Analyze, which is the National Letters of Intent for some of the kids up here. And yeah, they're not going D1, but they're still going to colleges, and it's they deserve to have their, moment in the sun. Like, in one of the girls, first ones I did it for, she wrote me, if you guys can see it, she wrote me a thank you card for doing her NLI, and that was just something that made me feel a little bit more a part of the community.
So there are women up there. Okay.
Yeah, especially for my man in the earrings here, he'd be happy, but
What? Who? What?
Okay, we got another question here.
all right, which question?
Do you have a girlfriend or a wife?
Oh,
or are
let's
you
get
single?
personal here.
Breast coming for the throat. All right. No, God, no. If I was married with 12 kids at 26, I would be robbing banks. No, I am single. My job was not approved by my ex because I was moving around a lot. So
That's fair.
That does happen in television if you have to move around. I have one last quick question I want to ask you. And before I forget, and I might have already done that. I'm getting old. So anyway, I guess I did forget. But anyway, we covered a lot. These guys had some good questions.
yeah, a lot better than the kid asking about the Alaskan bullworm.
The last class was like, yes, I'm telling you, they were going off in all directions. One, yeah, I know who to watch out for, who not to give the microphone to too many times. Preston was like dominating the conversation. With
Kid was
nothing,
funny.
nothing about television. It was like, it was
No.
all about other stuff. But anyway, it's fascinating what you do, and I'm going to check it out I'm going to check out one of your newscasts. I'm sure they're streaming
Yeah.
online. I'll
They're
show
all
them to the
live streamed.
students when I get a second, show you in, actually doing your job. And, oh, that's what I wanted to ask. What you get, because, hey guys, listen to this, because he's in the media, because he's on TV, he probably gets a lot of emails or a lot of texts, right? From viewers. Okay. So how do you handle like you get well, I guess you did answer it. You get people that really like you, and you get people that don't like what you do and are ready to tell you how to do it. So
yeah,
but you got to just ignore all that, right? And do your, you might get once in a while get somebody telling you something that's good, that's you could actually improve on, but
yeah, so
yeah.
it's kind of, you got to take it with a grain of salt, everything. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but in Southfield, there's a Lathrop High School off of Lathrop Road. While here in Fairbanks, there's Lathrop High School that's spelled almost exactly the same. So I had a hard time kind of flipping that in my head when I saw the word. So I would get some stuff from there. And then the way I said gold painters, apparently for a family that owns peony farm up here, they thought that I said it like gold painters. So they didn't like that. They
Silly
definitely
stuff,
let you know. And sometimes it's like that. And then there's other times where you'll run into people out at the grocery store. Over the weekend on Sunday, I was getting groceries and some guy came up to me hot and like hauling and was like, "Hey, are you the sports guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?"
You like me or you don't?
And he goes, "Oh no, man, I watch the news religiously. I love what you guys do. I think you're doing a great job. I really like the way you cover sports. I appreciate it. Can I get a picture?" Sure, man.
Wow. Now Colby wants to be in your job. It's all about Colby. So
There's definitely, I will say, there's a lot more battles than there is wins, but those wins mean a lot when you get them.
Yeah, I can tell. I bet you're very good at this. Well,
nice.
hey, thank you for coming into my classroom. Maybe we can have you again sometime.
Yeah.
Or if you're ever here in Detroit, if you come in for the holidays, maybe come in, because it's changed a lot in here, and I think you get a kick out of it.
I mean, you
So-
still got the same film strip that was on the wall when I was here, except it looks
Well,
fully
that,
painted
you
now.
know, and the 70s carpeting in the back room where the equipment is, it's green. It's still there. But other than that, it's really changed a lot. It really has. They've given me a lot of the buck molies. So I have a lot of balloons to spend.
What Canon series are you on now? When I was there, we were
we
just
have-
getting the T6Is.
Oh, we're into the 90s and the cinema cameras, and we have Canon cinema cameras.
You guys
we
are
have
so lucky.
what's the latest cameras we bought? Oh, we bought sports cameras, these JVC camcorders with they're huge. They're about 3,500, about the same thing. Is that what you use?
Yep.
We got the
If
same
I can
camera.
get the
Same camera.
Yep.
How you like that? We're using the same camera that a TV station in Anchorage uses.
Fairbanks.
They work really good. They do the job. They look really
Yeah.
good under stadium lights,
Yeah.
Ask him if he's ever moving.
Are you ever moving? Oh, he said he might move back to Detroit at some point. He'd like to.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Or Florida.
Oh,
And that's a cinema camera.
Nice.
We have 2 of those. We've had those for a while. The students don't, because it's got so many buttons on it, they kind of shy away unless they're really into this.
So
They're
that's
like
part of it. You
gearheads.
gotta screw around with it and just figure out what works.
The best thing though is the microphones we have now, the DJI. The DJI makes these microphones that are a 2-channel. They come in a little
Yeah.
case that charges themselves,
Mhm.
and we're using them today. Or actually, these are the Rode ones actually, but they're really good. I mean, microphones have come a long way. They're
So
real
those
cheap.
road ones, I love the road ones. I was using those in Alpena before I came up here. But yeah, the wireless roads are
They sound
money.
great. They
Yeah.
recharge them internally with a battery internal.
Yeah.
Um,
And
well,
then
anyway,
to answer
yeah.
his question, usually for anchor or somebody new starting out, it's like every 2 years you kind of jump and try and go up. And usually the kind of rule of thumb is try and go up at least 50, but no higher than 50.
Okay.
So like my next jumping point I'm aiming for is Panama City Beach or West Palm Beach or Palm Springs. I'm going somewhere where it's warm.
Might get a lady there. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. So anyway, oh, and I heard that. Did you hear that your school produced two of their graduates last year? One's the Blackhawks. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
That does not happen. That's
Jenna
unreal.
Scalesi's the in-arena host for the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Lexi Ayala is one of the now in-arena hosts for the Red Wings. Jason Ross Jr. is a commentator for the Chicago Sky. He was the first African-American commentator for the Chicago Blackhawks last year. He does a lot of stuff with Big Ten, the MAC, a lot of football stuff. Then my teammate in college, who is also worked for state champs, he is a sports director in Minnesota. Trying to think. We were kind of the core that worked together at state champs together.
So they're producing some big things there coming out of that school. I would jump on that school right now. I think they're hot. They're really doing a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, it comes down to Jody. And like I said, if you care and try, she will work with you to get you the opportunities. But it really comes down to how much you honestly want to.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, Mr. Morrow, give a shit.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna have her come in here, I think, and talk to them.
Honestly,
if I see enough interest in the students, because she come in and tell them what the potentials are, because the jobs are just, you could work for U of M, you could work for Carhartt Coats. There's so many jobs that for what you do, for what you're learning.
It's honestly, and that's where I say try and be cross-trained, because you never know where you're going to end up or find something that you like.
Do you have a reel too? Do you have a reel?
I got a
that people
website.
Look at if you want to. Okay. Can you send me just a email when you think about it with a link to your? I'd like to show them that, because I keep telling them you got to have a reel if you want to get hired. Kind of
Honestly, put together a website.
Put together a website's even better.
Yeah.
And they can have them go to the website. Then they don't even have to. Yeah, they're just, and you can put a lot of content on the website.
I have all my photography stuff, all my video production. I have graphics I made. I actually still have the graphics I made from your class for one of them, because I was.
Did you get this job? Did you get this job using that link to that website?
Yeah, my reels on there that I used.
Maybe I should have my senior last project to put a website together for, and you can make them real easy now.
Yeah, you can use Wix, use it for free. And you can just kind of keep building off it. That's one of the big things that Jody teaches us at LTU, is building a website, building a reel. I got my anchor reel on there. I got my play-by-play stuff. I have my editing stuff.
Was Jaron Couch in your class? Jaron, guy from Groseal High School?
No.
Skateboard guy?
I think he was the year after me.
He made a big in LA. He's a big Steadicam operator for lots of big shows.
Yeah, honestly, and then sometimes it's just you're really good at one thing and somebody likes what you do and you get lucky.
Yeah. He's got some. In fact, I have an artist I like, and I posted on my Facebook page, and he sent me a thing. He goes, "I just did her album release," and he's got a picture of himself behind her with a camera. I'm like, what? Yeah, so lots of cool things. Before we let you go, I keep saying I'm gonna let you go. Who famous have you worked with?
Famous?
or ran across?
Uh,
Probably sports.
Honestly, the Supreme Court Justice Bernstein was real cool. Tudor
Oh, that'd
Dixon,
be cool.
the governor-elect for Whitmer. He's honestly had a blast every time I interviewed him. We spent 35 minutes after an interview having a beer and talking about the Lions.
Oh, Whitmer's right-hand man. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's really cool. I've worked not a lot with the sports world because college sports was a little rough. Especially being at the NAIA level, not the D1 Big Ten level.
Any funny thing that happened to you on the air? I think you told us one thing.
Yeah, that one. I don't give a whole lot of on-screen bloopers. I do have flubs here and there where I'll mess up a name or something.
Buffalo hit you while you're doing your stand-up?
No, not yet. I had one in college where I was on the sideline taking pictures, and it was for football, and I saw the kid coming, but instead of trying to jump out of the way, I dropped my shoulder into his chest and dropped him on the sideline.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow. Usually they go over. That's pretty cool.
Well, and what made it even better is the entire football team came over and started cheering for me. And it was definitely
Really? Oh,
one of
that's
the,
awesome.
makes you feel
Well, you
real
know what?
big.
The fact that you came in here today, even if one person in here thinks of this field now and thinks of something that they want to do, that's well worth it. I won't keep you. If you're in here, if you're in town, stop in. Just stop in, please.
Oh yeah, no problem. And then
Okay.
I'm shooting my website over to you right now, to your email. You sent me the Zoom link from, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, bud, you go enjoy your day. When do you start work? Right when you get off this?
I could either, let me check my EMPS, see if I'm probably gonna go home and sleep for a couple hours, to be honest with you.
Oh, that
Potentially.
was nice of you to get up. That was nice of you to get up.
Oh, it's no problem.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Next time I see your parents, I'll tell them that you did this for me.
Yeah, it's no problem at all. It's nice meeting
Oh,
y'all.
and they're
so
all
you don't
waving
have to keep
goodbye. They all
waving.
appreciate you. Can we give it up for Alex?
Thanks, guys.
Hey, you got some fans.
Well, hopefully I can meet y'all if I get to come in before the end of the school year. So
Okay. All right. Well, have a great day, Alex. Keep in
I'll
touch.
see you guys. We'll do.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.